Recording. Exercise number 2 on page number 6. Exercise 1.2. Exercise 1.2. Express the following statements in symbolic form. Now these are compound statements because they are connected with a logical connective. Okay. Now before we start this, logical connectives. And, or, not, if then, if and only if. So compound statements are always connected with logical connectives. Copy this. Compound statements are connected with logical connectives. And what are the logical connectives I've given you? And I've given you the truth tables of also of this yesterday. Copy this very quickly. Okay. So exercise 1.2. Exercise 1.2. Question number 1, sub question 1. Symbolic form. Let E is a vowel. BP 2 plus 3 equal to 5. BQ. The logical connective is or over there. So symbolic form will be P or Q. This is the symbol for or. It's P or Q. Second, second one, mango is a fruit. Let mango is a fruit be P. Potato is a vegetable be Q. Okay. The logical connective is but. But means and. Yesterday we discussed this. But meaning is and. So P and Q. P and Q. Third, let milk is white be P. Grass is green be Q. Logical connective is or. P or Q. 4. Let P be I like singing. Q, I do not like dancing. We are assuming this. P and Q. I do not like. Oh, 1 second. I like playing it is. Sorry. This is playing and this is singing. Whatever. Again, there is but. But is and. P and Q. Okay. I like playing is P. I do not like singing is Q. P and Q. Okay. Question number 4. Now let's go to question number 5. Let P be it is cloudy. Q be it is raining. Even though, although, though, even though, although, though is and. So the symbolic form is P and Q. Second question. Write the truth value of the following statement. Question number 2. Write the truth value of the following statement. Let P be 16 is an even number. Let Q be 8 is a perfect square. Okay. I think let's not write P and Q. Just cancel this out. Sorry. Okay, because we are writing the truth value. And this is the second sub question. Sorry. Just referring questions from Shala. So thoda upar niche ho raha hai. Yeah. So 16 is an even number. 8 is a perfect square. So 16 is an even number is true. It's true. Okay. So the truth value is true. 8 is a perfect square is false. It's not a perfect square. Okay. So the first statement is true. Second statement is false. Now the logical connective between them in the second sub question is and. Now recollect yesterday's class. In the table of and, if both are true, then only the final answer is true. Otherwise, it is false. Only T and T is T. Otherwise, it is false. So the final truth value is false. You should write over here. The truth value is false. First, copy that box and beneath write the truth value is false. Sub question 1.
Sir, do you want me to send a picture of the exercise to you?
Yeah, better.
Yeah. Miscellaneous also?
Not now, not now.
ठीक है.
Sub question 1. Earth is a planet. Earth is a planet is true. Moon is a star is false. The logical connective between them is and. The logical connective between them is and. The first statement is true, second statement is false. The logical connective is and. So true and false. Again, this is false. Third one. A quadratic equation has two distinct roots. False. Distinct means different. It can also have equal roots. Different or same roots also can be there. Okay. 6 has three prime factors. Okay. Just think over it. What is a prime factor? First, we need to factorize 6. Okay. So if we factorize 6, these are the factors 2, 3, and 1. Are these three prime factors?
No, sir.
Think and answer. Come on.
No, sir.
One is not a prime.
1 is not a prime factor. So, what is the truth value of the second statement?
False.
It's false. Logical connective over here is or. Yesterday's class. For or stable, if both are false, then only the final answer is false. Otherwise, everything else is true. Otherwise, everything else is true. Fourth one. Himalayas are the highest mountain ranges. It's a universal fact. True. They are a part of Northeast. This is also true. True and true because they are mentioned, but that's and. So true and true is true. So exercise number 1.2 is over. Let's go to exercise number 1.3. Exercise 1.3. Okay. Now, before we proceed with the problems of exercise 1.3, negation rules. Okay. Some of the rules I'll give you right now. Some changes to all changes to some. There are many other rules, but then only for this exercise I have given you this. Some changes to all and all changes to some. Just copy this. Of course, there are many other rules. There is one complete exercise based on negation of compound statements. So at the start of the exercise 1.3 in the textbook or in the notebook, just write down negation of single statements. This is only for single statements. Compound statements are the statements where logical connectives will be there. So that's the next part after 3-4 exercises. But then this is only negation of single statements. Exercise 1.3, question number 1, sub question 1. All men are animals. To refer the question from the textbook. All men are animals. Write the negation of the following statements. All changes to some. Now I'm directly writing the answer. All changes to some. Men are not animals. So all changes to some changes to all, and further negate the statement. Now some students in the exam I've seen they change this all to some, but then they do not negate this. So 0 marks for this. So some changes to all changes to some, negate it further. Second one, -3 is a natural number. -3 is not a natural number. This is the negation of the second statement. You have to write the opposite of it. Third, it is false that Nagpur is the capital of Maharashtra. Okay, so it is not false that Nagpur is capital of Maharashtra. So false became not false. One common error, people negate this also. Nagpur is not capital of Maharashtra. So that becomes double negation. Don't negate it twice. So either you can mention Nagpur is not, it is not false that Nagpur is capital of Maharashtra, or you can also write it is false that Nagpur is not the capital of Maharashtra, or you can also mention that it is true that false ka opposite is true. It is true that Nagpur is the capital of Maharashtra. But then do not negate it twice in the single statement. So instead of not false, you can also write true. ये निकाल के you can also write true. And if you want to keep only false, if you want to keep only false, then negate the further part. Nagpur is not the capital of Maharashtra. Third one, fourth, 2 plus 3 not equal to 5. 2 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Second question. This was pretty simple. The opposite of not equal to is equal to. Second question. Write the truth value of negation of each of the following statements. Now this is a bit tricky. Root 5 is irrational. Now this is true. The given statement is true. Therefore, negation of given statement is anyone? What is the truth value of the
False.
negation statement? False. Exam right full form. False. Okay. Second one. London is in England. True. The given statement is true. Therefore, negation of given statement is
False.
false. They're not asking the truth value of the given statement. They're asking truth value of the negation of the given statement. Third one. Now, third one is a bit tricky. For every x belonging to natural number, for every value of x which belongs to natural number, x plus 3 is less than 8. Is this true, guys? You
No.
put any value of x as any natural value of x over here. Will this condition be true?
No.
No. So this is false. You put x as 100. 100 plus 303. It is not less than 8. So the given statement is false. Negation of given statement is true. Negation of given statement is true. Let's start with the next exercise. Can you just send me the next exercise, Prerna?
Yes, so one second. Sir, I sent
Exercise
you.
number 4. Yeah. Exercise number 4, page number 10. Write the following statements in symbolic form. Question 1, sub question 1. If triangle is equilateral, then it is equiangular. So symbolic form, let P be triangle is equilateral, Q be triangle is equiangular, symbolic form, P implication Q. Now I implication because it is if then. If P then Q. If then is mentioned in the problem. So if the first statement, then the next statement. So it's conditional implication. Second one, it is not true that I is a real number. So let P be I is a real number. Okay, this is P. So P is not true. I is a real number is P. So P is not true. So which sign will come over here? Negation sign will come. Negation P. So it is not true that I is true. I is a real number. So this particular second subpart had only one statement, and that statement is not true. What was the statement? I is a real number. That statement is not true. So we are putting a negation sign over there. And if you write P entirely as it is not true that I is a real number, then don't put negation over here. अ- अगर तुम लोग लिख रहे हो कि let, we are assuming at the end of the day, it is not true that I is a real number entirely as P, then no need to put a negation sign. But then I would not recommend that. Use this solution.
But if you have to find the symbolic form, then you have to write this only.
Correct. In some of the colleges, some teachers have that particular solution also. But then, we need to put some symbolic form, as you said. So this solution is apt. Sub question 3. Even though it is not cloudy, it is still raining. Let P, it is not cloudy. Q, it is not raining. It is still raining. Sorry, it is still raining. Symbolic form, even though is and. Even though is and. Fourth one, let P be milk is white. Q be sky is not blue. P double implication Q because they have mentioned if and only if. If and only if. Fourth one, stock prices are high. Stock prices are high. Let it be P. Stocks are rising. If and only if. So the logical connective is if and only if. By the way, the given question is a compound statement. It's not a single statement. It is a compound statement because logical connective is present. Question number 6. Let P be Qutub Minar is in Delhi. Taj Mahal is in Agra. Logical connective is if then is present in the problem. So P implication Q. P implication Q. Okay. Question number 2. Sub question 1. So we need to find out the truth value of the following statements. It is not true that 3 minus 7i is a real number. Guys, what is 3 minus 7i? It's a complex number. Wherever I is there, it's a complex number. So are they true or false? They are saying it is not true that 3 minus 7i is a real number. They are true or false? They
True.
are true. They are very correct. 3 minus 7i is not a real number. It is not true that 3 minus 7i is a real number. Meaning is what? 3 minus 7i is not a real number. So that's true. Second and third, you people are supposed to tell me because you are commerce students. Second one, please tell me. What is the answer?
So the second one is false.
What about others?
Yeah, of course.
False.
The third one is false as well.
So second and third, if you are having any doubts, you can get in touch with Miss Dimple. Fourth one. Neither 27 is a prime number nor divisible by 4. What is the meaning of nor? Yesterday we discussed and I emphasized on that point. What is nor?
And
Nor is and. Nor is and. Nor is and. So 27 is not a prime number. Neither 27 is a prime number, meaning 27 is not a prime number. That's correct. Nor it is divisible by 4. It is not divisible by 4. So 27 is not a prime number and 27 is not divisible by 4. So that's true. That's true. Three is a prime number and an odd number. 3 is a prime number and they're saying and. So both the conditions should be true. 3 is a prime number, which is correct, and 3 is an odd number, that is also correct. So both are true, so hence it is true. We'll directly go to example number 4. Example number 4. Assume that P is given to Sunday's holiday. Q. Ram does not study on holiday. P is what? Sunday's holiday and Ram does not study on holiday. First one. Sunday is not holiday. Sunday is not holiday is negation P. Why it is negation P?
Because you put not.
Because they have given Sunday is not holiday. Okay. See, ideally P is Sunday is holiday. So Sunday is not holiday is,
Negation.
yeah. Okay. Or Ram studies on holiday. So this is negation Q. Because Q is Ram does not study on holiday. So Ram studies on holiday will be negation Q. Second, if and then. So implication will be there. Sunday is not holiday. Negation P. Ram studies on holiday. Negation Q. Third one, the logical connective is and. Sunday is holiday. So that is P. Ram studies on holiday. That will be negation Q. Ram studies on holiday will be negation Q. Example 5. P. He swims. Q. Water is warm. Give the verbal statements for the following symbolic statements. So the first one, P double implication negation Q. So I'll just discuss this. You have to write. I'll discuss this. You have to write. So the first one is he swims if and only if the water is not warm. We just have to write down the verbal statements. We just have to write down the verbal statements. He swims and the water is not warm because negation Q is given. Now the second one is quite interesting. There is minus sign outside the bracket and inside the bracket it is P or Q. So for this minus sign we are going to write it is not true that. Start writing. It is not true that. It is not true that. Then don't put these brackets. Then after that you have to write, I repeat, it is not true that he swims or the water is warm. It is not true that he swims or the water is warm. So for that negation sign you should write it is not true that. Third one, Q implication P. If Q then P. So if water is warm then he swims. If water is warm then he swims. Fourth one. Fourth one. Water is warm and he does not swim. Water is warm and he does not swim. Go to miscellaneous exercise. Go to miscellaneous exercise. Page 32. Question 5. Page 32, question 5. Page 32. Question 7. Page 32, question number 5. Question number 7. Homework, which will be checked in the evening. So right now, after this particular session, you are going to sit back for 5-10 minutes at your house itself, of course, and you are going to complete this. Complete this and show me it in the evening. Chalo, thank you.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you.